Hi, welcome everyone. So nice to see you. Today I wanted to share a little bit about um, one of Ancestors' many gifts to me about the five insights. And I'd like to share a little bit of the first insight and a little bit of why I ended up or chose to become a traditional healer. Um, Partly out of necessity with where my body was at the time that all this happened, and but mostly I had it in my cellular knowing, and I just really needed to understand how to understand the body's innate healing ability if I just gave it a chance. And I wanted to know how the ancestors and other indigenous peoples were able to work with the natural healing energies of the body in just a really traditional way. And for me, when I started working um, with my body, I needed to everything. The Western medicine was totally rejecting me, or the ways of the synthetic drugs. It didn't do anything for my body except mainly put a band-aid on the symptoms instead of really going to the root of the problem. So in treating my body with modern medicine, I never gave my body a chance to do its own magic. And I was given medications that my body just couldn't break down, it couldn't assimilate. And basically, I grew more more immune to each dose each time I took it. So the next time that I got sick, um, I would have to just raise the amount of medicine that I was taking, already adding so much junk to my already compromised system. So at that point, I realized I didn't really know how to read my body. I didn't understand the language that it was trying to teach me in that moment. On even what was health in my body, or how could I tell if I was making progress in my health, or just what was it that I needed to know to help um, ease my body mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, and how to tap into the language so that I was just not going for it blind. So the ancestors at that point, they just downloaded tons and tons of different types of information. And they helped me to understand how I could work with my body mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, and that how all these bodies had a tremendous effect on the overall physicality of the body. So they shared these five insights with me that would help me understand the energy as it was coming into my body. So most disease is forms outside of our body, whether through mental stress or emotional stress, or losing our connection with spirit. And what that does then creates weak links or doorways of opportunity for that dis-ease to come in. And through these thin spots in our body, it then makes it difficult to protect us from any incoming energies that really aren't serving us. So, one of the things that the ancestors said was that our body is always showing us signs every day in every way. And a lot of those signs of how our body energetically is running, we can see in our hands, and those change daily, and they often change throughout the hours of the day, depending on what we might be doing with our body in that moment. So the first thing that they showed me was energy in motion. And energy in motion basically means that when your body is running in a balanced and healthy way, health and vitality is coming through you, your hands are basically going to be a bright rosy pink in color. And so that's going to mean that, you've got health and vitality, that you're pretty easygoing and pretty optimistic in your day, and it doesn't matter what race you are, or what gender you are, or if you are, it just doesn't matter any of that. All of these colors are going to be the same on everybody, and that's the physical language of the body. So if you're in a healthy, you've got high energy or health and vitality, they're going to be a nice pink in color. If your hands are red, darker red, or bright red, and it can be throughout your hand or it can be in certain areas of your hand, that's going to tell you that you may be having high blood pressure or anger issues, or burning the candle at both ends, and if they're red in certain areas, it's going to tell you that you have inflammation in certain spots, certain areas of the body, and that you just might want to have some, slow down and pace yourself, that you're going way too much. If your hands are a yellow color, it could mean that you're having some jaundice, which is energy within your liver and your gallbladder that isn't all that great, that you could be slow and sluggish. You could be a little melancholy that day. You could have some some holding a grudge on others, or you may have eaten too many carrots that day. If your hands are blue in color, it means that your body is having difficulty circulating the blood throughout the body. You might be having some melancholy that day. You might be feeling the blues. You might be cold that day. Fingertips, if your fingertips are blue, usually that means that you have a little bit of Raynaud's, which is another kind of vascular disease that a lot of people have. If your hands are, excuse me, if your hands are purple, that's kind of like a bruised color, and the blood is just kind of pooling around. You really are going to have a lot of energy that day. You probably are going to be having a bit of a fever, or feeling a little bit dizzy, or slight issues like that. If your hands are white colored, that usually means that you're congested and the energy just isn't moving at all. You really might be slow and sluggish and just really depressed that day. You might be congested and just feeling full and like the energy isn't moving at all. If your hands are white and red in color, that usually means that it's also known as mottling. That usually means that you are at least a quart low, you're dehydrated. And I've talked quite a bit about dehydration and things, so you just know that you're about a quart low, and you're going to need to bring in some more water, and cut off on some of the coffees and the sodas and things like that. I think that's all the colors today that is coming to me that ancestors showed me. But you can look at your hands throughout the day, and you can kind of see where your body is in that moment. And then if you're feeling like the energies aren't running smoothly, then just rub your hands together. Rub them together really inside your fingers, on the backs, 30 seconds. That's going to get your energy moving again and get your health and vitality, at least giving you a second wind for that day. So those are just a couple of little tips about energy and motion today with health and vitality. And if you like these and more techniques that I'm showing you, I'd love to hear from you. Also, I do have a once a month Zoom class, and our next class is May 6th, this Wednesday evening, 6 o'clock, 6 to 8 Pacific time. And I would love to see you there. And we are going over just my two favorite lines, the Lifeline and the Heartline, to help you through your COVID stress period times. Hoping all is well with you. Thank you so much. And until next time, these are your body tips for your body wellness. Take care and have a good one.